Tonight on NewsWatch Ole Miss, 1 out of 3 suspects arrested for the Whitehaven double shootings.
The Jackson Zoo welcomes a new animal for the first time in 2 years.
Well, with the exception of some wind and light clouds, it has been a beautiful day here in Oxford, and with some rain and warm weather on the way, it's shaping up to be an interesting week here in Oxford, so make sure to stay tuned for your full forecast. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now.
Good evening and welcome to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Jania Newsom.
And I'm Michaela Russell. 1 person killed and 4 others injured in a Mardi Gras parade in New Orleans last night. Officers were called to the Crew of Bacchus parade around 9:30 p.m. after multiple shots were fired. The parade had only reached the halfway point of its 5-mile route on St. Charles Avenue. The parade included marching bands, 32 floats, and dance teams. There were thousands of locals and tourists present when the gunfire sent everyone running for cover. The shooting remains under investigation. 11 left injured and 1 dead after 2 shootings on Sunday. The Memphis Police Department responded to the shooting at Live Lounge around midnight. When they arrived at the scene, they found 2 victims who had been shot. After responding to the lounge shooting, officers were informed of another shooting on Shelby and Bowenshire Drive, where they found 4 additional victims shot. Police believe the shootings are related. Memphis police arrested Julius Freeman and charged him with facilitation of second-degree murder, 5 counts of possession of a firearm, and 5 counts of criminal attempt facilitation of second-degree murder. Freeman turned himself into the Ridgeway station, admitting to driving the shooter to the scene and providing the rifle used in the shooting. He also admitted to driving the shooter away from the scene. Police are still looking for other suspects believed to be involved in the shooting at this time. There is no known motive.
Mardi Gras was celebrated throughout the weekend and some grannies joined the fun on Sunday. This group of ladies, known as the Milwaukee Dancing Grannies, danced with the 610 Stompers dance troupe during the Uptown Carnival Parade. This moment was fun for everyone, but also very special for the grannies. In 2021, they had lost many members of their group as a result of a deadly Christmas parade attack in Wisconsin. Now they are back to putting smiles on others' faces as they show off their dancing skills.
The Department of Music here at the university is honoring Black History Month through its annual concert tomorrow, February 21st. This concert is celebrating James Meredith and 80 years of integration at Ole Miss. Memphis native and renowned opera soprano Tanisha Ward will be performing along with pianist Amanda Johnson. It will also feature performances by the university's gospel choir and men's glee. Admission is free to the public and the concert will be at 7:30 tomorrow evening in the Gertrude Ford Center.
Infant mortality rates are at an all-time high in Mississippi, and the Mississippi Department of Health aims to improve those numbers. The Mississippi State Department of Health has a program called Healthy Moms, Healthy Babies, which supports mothers and infants in the state of Mississippi. This program works with medical providers in the community to identify pregnant mothers with health risks to ensure a healthy outcome for their child along with other resources. The main goal of this program is to help expecting mothers and their children in reducing mortality and educating the state on this growing issue. For the first time in 2 years, Jackson Zoo has a new addition to their family. The 11-month-old North American black bear named Mayhan was rescued but was not in good enough condition to be released back into the wild. Zookeepers say Mayhan is adjusting to this new life while learning how to interact with humans. Coming up, historical Oakland Black Church burns down.
And mom and her newborn rescued from Brazil landslide. That and more on NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Does it ever seem like some people are actually trying to destroy the planet? And the rest of us are like, hey, we need this planet. Some people may be slow to learn, but they'll eventually get the message.
I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
When you have a hole in your neck, don't face the shower head.
Suction out your dough before you eat. Crouch. Don't bend over. You don't want to lose the food in your stomach. Don't use spray paint.
Be very careful shaving.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Legacy isn't just about where you're from, it's about where you're going. So where are you going?
I'm going to be the first in my family to graduate.
I'm going to make a difference.
Just like my granddad.
I'm going to make the bestseller list.
And I'm going to help him get there.
I'm going to win a championship.
Again! I'm going to lock the vault! Hotty toddy!
I'm going to take the next step.
I'm going to bring them to their feet.
I'm going to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Build your legacy.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Last Thursday, the University of Mississippi honored James Meredith for the integration of Ole Miss at an event where his wife, Dr. Judy Meredith, was a keynote speaker. NewsWatch reporter Celeste Lay has more.
Black History Month is celebrated a little differently this year at the University of Mississippi. 2023 marks the 60th year of integration at Ole Miss and celebrates the admission of the first African-American student on campus, James Meredith. Thursday evening, the Ole Miss community came together to celebrate James with a keynote address from his wife, Dr. Judy Meredith. The program opened with the University of Mississippi Gospel Choir singing Lift Every Voice with the audience. Dr. Judy Meredith created her keynote address to be a blast from the past, with inspiring stories of historical African Americans up till her husband's historical breakthrough at the University of Mississippi. She encourages students to make the same mark as her husband.
Set your objectives and work hard toward them. The hard work will pay off in the future. That's a promise. That's a gift.
Following the address, a Q&A session took place and James Meredith was able to share his thoughts of the state allowing him to be admitted to the university in 1962.
There's a different Mississippi today than there was even last year.
Students were inspired by Dr. Meredith's speech, and she wishes the upcoming freshmen to continue working hard and to never give up their dreams.
For more events on Black History Month, visit olemiss.campuslabs.com. This is Celeste Lay, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Devastation in Oakland, California, as fire crews are battling fires at the oldest black church in the area. A crew of 60 firefighters were outside of the African Methodist Episcopal Church using ladder trucks to put out the flames. The flames started around midnight, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. No injuries have been reported at this time. Pastor Rodney Smith is not discouraged, stating, "I promise you this, we will rise again." Numerous injuries reported after an accident at New Jersey Water Park. A decorative item fell and crashed in the pool. Luckily, the 4 people near the incident only needed first aid. Here's Tim McNicholas with the latest.
Video taken by witnesses shows lifeguards running to help after the large helicopter fell. There it is upside down in a pool right next to the end of a water slide.
And we hear bang. I thought technically it was a bomb.
And when they hit the water, everyone could hear it.
16-year-old Johnny Vaz was at the DreamWorks water park with his mom, his 11-year-old sister, and some friends when they heard that noise and then saw this in the water.
How did you feel when you saw that?
Shocked, frightened, because I didn't know where my family was. So I didn't know if they got hurt or anyone else got hurt.
Thankfully, his family is okay, but first responders did administer first aid to 4 people. They're all expected to be okay, including one who was taken to the hospital. Witnesses say DreamWorks, which brands itself as the largest indoor water park in North America, was crowded for the holiday weekend.
It was just panic afterwards, people running around or what?
Running around, crying, frightened, everyone was shocked and everything.
Vaz says he was just under the decorative helicopter earlier in the day with a friend. He's grateful he was in another section when it fell, and his mom is one of many parents seeking an explanation.
Maintenance, I think, is the #1 thing. And it's, of course, really scary. Do I come back? Not sure at this point.
At least 36 dead and hundreds homeless after heavy rain and landslides in Sao Paulo. Among the many rescued, a mother and her newborn child was found at Marzarias Beach. They were both brought to a hospital in a nearby city and checked for injuries. Officials have declared a state of calamity in several coastal cities, where at least 228 people have been displaced in the coastal areas. As a result of the 5 million vehicles traveling to the area prior to the landslides, there is a major concern of many tourists being lost and waiting to be rescued. According to the state authorities, more than 130 rescue teams, military personnel, and 7 airplanes are prepared to search and continue rescue operations.
Millions of people in the U.S. find themselves providing care to an adult, causing more stress in their lives. Mandy Gaither provides ways to support someone you know taking care of a loved one.
It can be a challenging role and one that's absolutely necessary, but being a caregiver isn't always easy.
Their role is 24/7. They often receive very little break.
A 2020 report that comes out every 5 years shows nearly 1 in 5 people in the U.S. are providing unpaid care to an adult with health or functional needs. The data shows 23% of caregivers report finding it difficult to care for their own health and finances. 45% have said they've suffered at least one financial impact because of caring for another.
In cases of dementia caregiving, the journey can be especially long, and with that can come increased chronic stress and greater responsibility.
Clinical psychologist Lucille Carrier with Cleveland Clinic says we can support caregivers by talking to them about their needs. If possible, offer help, whether it's a break or time away from their duties.
Self-care can come in a lot of different forms.
And it's crucial for caregivers. Carrier says they often find it hard to carve out time for themselves, but she says to start small.
Maybe we take just a few minutes for a walk, or maybe we call a friend, or maybe you turn on a mindfulness app and practice a little bit of relaxation.
Carrier says those small changes can make a big difference in a caregiver's life. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Now let's check in with NewsWatch weather anchor Seth Parento for your weather conditions.
Well, it is feeling like spring is right around the corner. We are looking at a temperature of 68 degrees here in Oxford, and it's looking to be a pretty warm week overall, so make sure to stay tuned for your full forecast.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
2 flashlights.
What's up, champ?
Alright, cool.
I feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you.
If you have been outside today, you can tell that it is starting to warm up outside.
It definitely is. Let's go check in with Seth to hear about our weather updates.
That's right, guys. It has been an absolutely beautiful day here in Oxford. Definitely starting to feel like spring here. As you can see, we're looking at a current temperature of 68 degrees here in Oxford. Definitely been a bit of winds throughout the day, but nothing too major, nothing to scoff at in my opinion. If we take a look across the rest of northern Mississippi, you'll be seeing much of the same with warm temperatures all around. As you can see, South Haven, Holly Springs, and Corinth all at 67, but it's Tupelo beating us all out currently at 69 degrees Fahrenheit. And for tonight's forecast, as we head into the evening hours, we are looking at a low of 59, and we have some cloud coverage coming in, and those clouds might develop into some early morning showers, but it'll just be some light rain, nothing too major to worry about. And as we head into tomorrow, we are looking at a high of 73 here in Oxford. It's just getting warmer and warmer. Love that. Those evening showers may continue on into your morning commute, so just make sure to grab an umbrella or a raincoat, nothing major, but just in case. And if we take a look at tomorrow for the rest of northern Mississippi, as you can see, we're looking at more beautiful temperatures here in the north. We have South Haven at 69, Holly Springs at 71, Corinth at 70, Oxford at 73. But again, it's Tupelo beating everyone else out tomorrow for a high of 74. So for your 24-hour forecast, we definitely have spring-like temperatures in the area. We will be seeing mostly cloudy skies, unfortunately. Spring, clouds, rain, it's all coming through. And we do have a chance of showers overnight into tomorrow morning. So again, for your morning commute, make sure to grab an umbrella or a raincoat before you head out the door. And for your 5-day forecast, well, as you can see, the temperatures are going to be great throughout the week. We have highs in the low 70s or upper 80s, with the exception of Friday, which will be taking a dip at 54. However, the weather, a little bit of a difference. We do have rain for most of the day. However, Thursday will be the crown jewel of our week. We're looking at a high of 83 with mostly sunny skies. So yeah, I think overall it's going to be a nice week here in Oxford. Definitely a bit cloudy, but what can you do? Spring is here.
The warmth, I'm so excited about it finally being warm.
Me too, me too. Speaking of things heating up, Jay, what's going on with those sports?
Well, Ole Miss baseball season kicked off and they started it off right by sweeping the Delaware Blue Hens. And we are going to look into NBA at the All-Star game this weekend.
Creating a legacy takes time, takes dedication, spirit, and a greater vision. That vision starts here at the University of Mississippi. What will you be remembered by? Your character, your contributions, your friendship. Your legacy will define who we are now and who we are becoming for our state, our students, and our future. Ole Miss, build your legacy.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride? Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Our sports anchor, Jay Tarosky, is in the studio with the latest sports updates.
Jay, what's going on with the Rebs?
Well, guys, Ole Miss baseball is back, and the NCAA national champs took on their first opponent, the Delaware Blue Hens. First time since 1969 that this matchup has happened, and Ole Miss were looking for history to repeat itself with a win. The Rebels start their season 3-0 after beating Delaware 14-4 on Sunday after a slow first innings, with the Rebels only picking up 1 run. But in the second innings, Anthony Carlo, Judd Uttermark and TJ McCants and Jacob Gonzalez picked up 7 runs, putting the Rebels in a dominant position of 8-0 after the second innings. The national champions, the Rebels, are back and will look to move on to 4-0 tomorrow against Arkansas State. After coming off a loss to ranked 5 LSU, Ole Miss women's basketball looked to change South Carolina's win-loss record to 1 in that loss column. After an aggressively fourth quarter, the Rebels manages to tie the game up 55-55 to take the game to overtime. The Rebel women looked hopeful with superstar senior Angel Baker picking up 17 points in regular time. However, the Rebels must have finally run out of steam in the overtime, with South Carolina sinking bucket after bucket, taking them overtime score to 9-2 South Carolina, and Ole Miss only scored 2 points. With this game concluding as a 64-57 loss, the Ole Miss women's basketball team look to bounce back against Missouri at 6 p.m. on Thursday. It's their senior night, so be sure to check it out. In terms of men's basketball, they went to overtime as well this week when they took on Mississippi State, and it's nothing to write home about. When the end of the regulation time period was full of scoring action, the game ended 56-56, adding that 5 minutes overtime period. In overtime, the Bulldogs picked up a quick and easy 4-for-4, taking an early lead against the Rebels that they just could not compete with. That game ended 69-61 Mississippi State. However, good promise showed from Jameen Brakefield as he had his second 20-plus scoring game. This 20-plus scoring game for Brakefield hopefully shows promise as the Rebels take on the road against the Auburn Tigers live on SEC Network at Wednesday at 8 p.m. Moving away from college basketball and into the big leagues with the 72nd NBA All-Star Game. The clash between teams LeBron and Team Giannis saw Jason Tatum picking up the All-Star MVP award after scoring 55 points, which is the most points scored ever in this game. This game ended with a scoreline of 184-175 in Salt Lake City. Jason Tatum broke the back-to-back bucket streak in the third quarter, where he came out of the gates and simply put, obliterated the scoreline. Neither of the captains particularly performed well, with Giannis scoring 1 bucket before being subbed out and LeBron only scoring 13 in the 14 minutes he played in total. That concludes the NBA All-Star Game, and we will see Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks playing Miami Heat on Friday and the Lakers at Golden State on Thursday. That's all I've got for sports. Be sure to tune in to Rebel Watch on Friday at 5 for the latest on Ole Miss sports and beyond. Back to you guys.
Coming up, a new movie trailer has Disney fans counting down the days to the release.
And a dog shows no fear against a shark. Find out more after the break.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. Ready! That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Now, Disney fans, this one is for you. Disney released a new teaser of the live-action The Little Mermaid that shows never-before-seen footage of the characters. This live-action is inspired by the 1989 animated classic. The new teaser includes more details of Halle Bailey's Ariel for the first time. We see famous characters Prince Eric, played by Jonah Harking, and Ursula, played by Melissa McCarthy. It also shows more mermaids in the underwater world. The film hit theaters on May 26. I cannot wait until they release this film. I have not seen The Little Mermaid in so long.
Yes, Little Mermaid was one of my favorite movies growing up. And speaking of adventures under the sea, a dog decides he is brave enough to go against a shark. CNN Cole Higgins has more.
He's huge. There's no need to jump the shark here.
How big is that?
Up to 12 feet. That's because this daredevil dog in Exuma, Bahamas literally did. Passengers on a boat tour caught the moment this brave or foolish potcake jumped directly onto a 12-foot hammerhead shark. He's fighting the shark! The feisty pup lives on a private island, according to the owners of Exuma Water Sports. So maybe he was just defending his home or was looking for a friendly fish to play with.
That's crazy.
Either way, the dog escaped the incident unharmed. Oh my God. And hopefully the shark did too.
He ain't worried about that dog. He going after the stingrays.
Now, I don't know if he was brave or foolish, but he definitely was something.
That's all for tonight. NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Michaela Russell.
And I'm Jania Newsom. Make sure to keep us up on social media, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 5.
Thank you and good night.
I heard all the clapping.